Have you ever stopped to wonder if your breakfast is sabotaging your health? What if the foods you're eating every morning, believing they're healthy, are silently harming your body, especially as you get older? If you're over 60, this is something you can't afford to ignore. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 5 foods you should never eat for breakfast and why they could be draining your energy, affecting your mental clarity, and even jeopardizing your long-term health. But here's the good news. You can easily make small changes to your morning routine that will transform your energy levels and improve your health, without depriving yourself of the foods you love. Stay tuned, because I'm also going to share some simple, effective alternatives that will give you more energy and help you feel stronger and sharper. Plus, I'll explain how making just a few adjustments to your breakfast can have a huge impact on your heart, digestion, and even your longevity. The best part? These changes are simple, affordable, and accessible to anyone, regardless of your cooking skills. By the end of this video, you'll know how to turn your breakfast into a powerhouse that fuels your day and supports your health in the long run. So, if you're ready to feel more energized and take charge of your health, make sure you watch until the end, because what you choose to eat in the morning could be the key to living a longer, healthier life. Let's get started. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. Processed cereal. The first villain on our list of forbidden foods for those over 60 is processed cereal, a seemingly harmless and often preferred breakfast choice for many older adults. For years, it's been marketed as an easy and convenient option to kickstart the day, especially for those with busy mornings. But this quick fix is doing more harm than good, especially as we get older. Just ask Maria, a 65-year-old retiree who spent her mornings reaching for a bowl of sugary cereal. It's quick, it's easy, and it tastes good, she used to say, not realizing that each spoonful was setting her up for a cycle of energy crashes and long-term health complications. In the beginning, the sweet, crunchy breakfast might have felt like a satisfying way to fuel her day. But over time, the sugar-filled cereal became a hidden culprit behind her afternoon fatigue and mood swings, leaving Maria frustrated and confused about why her energy levels were so unpredictable. She had no idea that her daily choices were slowly wreaking havoc on her body, especially as she aged. This is where the problem with processed cereals lies. They're not the healthy food they're often made out to be. They're marketed with attractive labels, making you believe they're healthy, quick, and perfect for people who want a hassle-free breakfast. But the reality is far from it. According to Dr. Carlos Jimenez, a well-respected expert in geriatric nutrition, processed cereals are, in fact, like wolves in sheep's clothing. At first glance, they may appear to be a perfect choice, often promoted with buzzwords like whole grains or low fat. However, these cereals are packed with hidden sugars and artificial additives that wreak havoc on blood sugar levels and lead to long-term health problems. For older adults, consuming these cereals is a dangerous game of deceit. The added sugars can cause rapid spikes in blood glucose, leading to energy highs followed by inevitable crashes, which are both physically and mentally draining. Over time, this can increase the risk of developing serious health issues such as obesity, diabetes, and heart disease, conditions that are all the more challenging to manage as you grow older. If that wasn't enough, processed cereals often contain unhealthy fats, preservatives, and artificial flavorings, all of which can significantly affect overall health. These additives, while contributing to the taste and texture we enjoy, provide little to no nutritional benefit. They're essentially empty calories that contribute nothing of value to the body's need for vitamins, minerals, and fiber. These cereals can become a ticking time bomb for older adults, silently setting the stage for health complications that may not show up until later in life. What's even more unsettling is how these breakfast foods, which are consumed regularly, have become ingrained in our daily routines without us thinking twice. But the truth is, the more we depend on these processed foods, the more we're sabotaging our health, and we may not realize it until it's too late. Now, let's talk about a seemingly healthier alternative that many people turn to: instant oatmeal. At first glance, it appears to be a great option, especially for those who want something warm and nutritious without having to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. But let me tell you, not all oatmeal is created equal, especially the instant kind. You might think you're making a smart choice by choosing instant oatmeal, but a closer look at the nutrition label reveals some shocking facts. For instance, a single packet of instant oatmeal can contain up to 200 milligrams of salt, which is nearly 10% of the recommended daily intake for seniors. That's a huge red flag for anyone looking to manage their health, particularly blood pressure, in their later years. Excess sodium in the diet can lead to a host of problems, including elevated blood pressure, kidney damage, and increased risk of heart disease, issues that older adults are already more susceptible to. But that's not the worst part. In addition to the high salt content, many instant oatmeal packets are packed with added sugars. These sugars are not only unhealthy for your body, but they can also wreak havoc on your blood sugar levels. The rapid spike in glucose levels is like a roller coaster ride for your energy, leaving you feeling momentarily energized only to crash later on. For those over 60, this constant cycle of sugar highs and lows is more than just inconvenient. It's physically draining and can contribute to feelings of irritability, fatigue, and even depression. It's a pattern that many people unknowingly fall into when they turn to instant oatmeal as a quick breakfast fix, thinking they're choosing something healthy. But all is not lost. There is a better way. The trick is to return to the basics and make the effort to choose whole, unprocessed foods that offer genuine nutritional value. It might take a little more time and effort, but it will be well worth it. Dr. Ana Lopez, a renowned nutritionist who specializes in older adults, encourages us to make the switch to traditional oats. Yes, they take a little longer to prepare, but the payoff is incredible. Dr. Lopez suggests preparing your oats the night before, so they're ready to cook in the morning. It's a small investment in time, but it pays off in terms of both health and nutrition. By choosing whole oats over the instant varieties, you're avoiding the unhealthy additives, preservatives, and sugar-filled content that come with processed options. You'll retain more nutrients, including fiber, protein, and essential vitamins, which are all critical for maintaining health as you age. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. And while it may seem like a small change, it's a powerful one. When you make the effort to prepare your oats the night before, you're making a choice that honors your body and your health. It's an act of self-care, one that shows your body respect and gratitude for all the years it has served you. Making these simple adjustments might feel like a hassle at first, but the difference in how you feel, physically, mentally, and emotionally, will be undeniable. The added energy, the steady blood sugar levels, and the sense of well-being will be well worth the effort. You'll find yourself more focused, more vibrant, and more energized as you go about your day. It's time to make choices that nourish us, not just for convenience, but for the long-term health and vitality we deserve. 2. Commercially sweetened yogurts. Imagine this. You wake up every morning with the thought that you're making a healthy decision for your body, reaching for a delicious cup of yogurt to kickstart your day. You believe it's the perfect balance of taste and nutrition, something wholesome and nourishing, right? But what if I told you that this seemingly innocent choice might be slowly working against your health? It sounds unbelievable, almost like a bad joke, doesn't it? The very food you trust to fuel your morning could be quietly sabotaging your well-being. But the truth is more startling than we might want to admit, and it's a revelation that could dramatically alter how you view your breakfast habits moving forward. Dr. Carlos Ramirez, a distinguished expert in geriatric nutrition, offers us an eye-opening truth about a seemingly healthy food that's been hiding a darker side for far too long: commercially sweetened yogurts. This might come as a surprise, especially for many older adults who, like you, have probably been led to believe that yogurt is a nutritious, low-fat option packed with probiotics and vitamins, a perfect way to nourish the body as you start the day. But here's the catch. Most yogurts on the market, especially the ones that promise fruit flavor or a creamy texture, are nothing more than sugar bombs cleverly disguised as health food. The idea that something so popular and seemingly innocent could be harmful is difficult to grasp, but the more you learn about it, the harder it becomes to ignore. Dr. Ramirez emphasizes the importance of checking the labels before blindly trusting what's inside. Have you ever truly taken a moment to examine the ingredients of your favorite yogurt? He asks. If the answer is no, brace yourself. When you dig deeper, you might be shocked by what you find. That fruit-flavored yogurt, which you may have been eating for years with the belief that it's a healthy choice, can contain as much sugar as a scoop of ice cream. Yes, you read that correctly. Ice cream. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's the reality many people are unknowingly facing. Now, picture this. You've just finished your breakfast, and you feel that momentary satisfaction, thinking that you've made a nourishing choice for the day ahead. But in truth, you may have started your morning with something no different than indulging in a dessert. How could something like yogurt, a food so synonymous with health and vitality, be the cause of so much hidden harm? Yet, this is precisely what's happening when we consume these commercially sweetened yogurts day after day. Excessive sugar content can cause a cascade of issues for your body, including spikes in blood sugar, weight gain, and even potential long-term risks for chronic conditions such as diabetes and heart disease. And here's the kicker. This isn't just an occasional indulgence, it's a daily habit for many of us, one that may seem completely harmless. But when you add up all the hidden sugars over time, the toll it takes on your health can be substantial. The problem is that sugar isn't just about calories. It's about how it affects your metabolism, your hormones, and your overall vitality, especially as you get older. Your body is simply not able to process the excess sugar in the same way it once did, and this can lead to a host of unwanted consequences. As you age, your health becomes more precious, and every decision you make regarding food becomes all the more important. So, the next time you reach for that yogurt, take a moment to reconsider what's inside. Is it the healthy choice you think it is? Or is it just another cleverly packaged product that's contributing to a cycle of unhealthy habits? There are so many alternatives out there, like plain Greek yogurt or yogurt sweetened with natural ingredients like honey or stevia, that can still give you that creamy, satisfying texture without the hidden sugar bombs. It's never too late to make healthier choices, and by being more mindful of what you're consuming, you're taking one more step toward bettering your health and your life. Let this be the wake-up call that shifts your perspective on yogurt. The truth may be uncomfortable, but it's the kind of truth that can ultimately help you live a longer, healthier life, one informed decision at a time. Your future self will be grateful that you took the time to learn, reflect, and make a change. 3. Saturated fats. Saturated fats. They have always had a sort of quiet allure, subtly woven into the fabric of many of our most beloved foods. A crispy strip of bacon, golden and sizzling, nestling next to eggs that are just the right shade of yellow, with a slice of buttered toast to bring it all together. It sounds like the quintessential breakfast, doesn't it? But for Julia, a vibrant 77-year-old woman, what once seemed like an innocent, comforting morning routine almost ended up costing her everything. Her voice trembles when she recalls it, a mix of disbelief and deep regret, as she says, "An innocent breakfast almost cost me my life." It's a statement that lingers, like the shadows of a near-death experience that she will never forget. For years, Julia had considered this breakfast to be a perfectly balanced start to her day. She would wake up early, eager to enjoy the ritual of frying eggs, cooking bacon, and spreading butter on her toast, believing it was a simple yet satisfying way to fuel her body. She had always been told that breakfast was the most important meal of the day, and this plate felt like the best way to begin. In her mind, it was the ideal blend of protein, fat, and carbs, a meal she believed would keep her going until lunchtime. But what Julia didn't know, what she never expected, was that these very foods, so familiar, so comforting, were silently working against her. One morning, as she went about her usual routine, something went wrong. After finishing her meal, Julia took her blood pressure medication, as prescribed by her doctor. She had been dealing with high blood pressure for years, and her medication had become a reliable part of her life, helping to keep her condition under control. But that morning, as she swallowed the pill, she was hit with an overwhelming dizziness. It was so sudden, so severe, that she staggered, her world spinning around her. Her heart pounded in her chest, and panic gripped her. She clutched the edge of the kitchen counter, trying to steady herself, her breath shallow and quick. She didn't know what was happening, but she knew one thing for sure: something wasn't right. The dizziness was unlike anything she had experienced before. Her heart raced, her mind whirled with confusion and fear. Why had this happened? Why was her body betraying her when she had taken all the right steps? Eating breakfast, taking her medication, trying to care for herself as best as she could. It wasn't until she saw her doctor a few days later that the cause of this terrifying episode was revealed. The saturated fats in her breakfast, those seemingly innocent components of eggs, bacon, and butter, had interfered with the effectiveness of her blood pressure medication. The fats, which she had always believed were just part of a normal, balanced meal, were silently working against the medication's ability to regulate her blood pressure. The result? A sudden spike in her blood pressure caused her to experience the frightening dizziness she had felt just days earlier. Dr. Carlos Ramirez, a trusted expert in aging and nutrition, explains the profound impact of consuming too much saturated fat, especially in the morning, when our bodies are still in a fragile state of recovery after sleep. Saturated fats are like tiny sabots in our bodies, he says. When consumed in excess, particularly early in the day, they can trigger widespread inflammation throughout the system. This inflammation doesn't just affect one part of the body. It can ripple through the entire body, leading to a cascade of problems. For older adults, this is particularly concerning because it can manifest in joint pain that makes even the simplest movements feel agonizing, digestive disturbances that can disrupt daily routines, and most worryingly, an increased risk of heart disease that often goes undetected until it's too late. Dr. Ramirez's words hit home, and I can't help but reflect on the dangerous false sense of security we often have about our food choices. It's easy to overlook the dangers of something as familiar as a breakfast we've eaten every day. We often don't see the silent damage being done, and it's not until something like Julia's experience happens that we realize how vulnerable we are. This is why, when it comes to food, it's so critical to truly understand what we're putting into our bodies, especially as we age. What seems harmless on the surface can be a ticking time bomb, waiting to disrupt our health in ways we never anticipated. Julia's near miss was a painful wake-up call, not just for her, but for anyone who may be underestimating the power of what they eat. For those of us who have spent years indulging in what we thought was comforting, familiar meals, it's a reminder that the foods we love can also be the very things that undermine our well-being. What Julia's story teaches us, in the most sobering way possible, is that we can't afford to ignore the impact of these choices, especially when we're older. Each bite we take is an opportunity to either nourish or harm our bodies. And it's never too late to start making the shift towards healthier choices that support not just our immediate needs but our long-term health as well. 4. Coffee. Coffee, this simple, aromatic drink, has become an indispensable part of many people's lives. It's the morning ritual that helps us shake off the sleepiness, the comforting cup we turn to during stressful afternoons, and the reason we gather with friends or colleagues to chat. But what if I told you that the very thing we cling to every morning could be jeopardizing our health? The fourth forbidden food is coffee, and it's time we take a hard look at what we're drinking. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Have you ever wondered why your grandmother, with her wisdom and experience, always insisted on grinding her coffee beans? Maybe it seemed like a quaint tradition or an extra step in her morning routine. But now, as we grow older and face new challenges in our health, it becomes clear that there was a deeper reason behind her ritual. Perhaps, like so many older individuals, she was keenly aware of the hidden dangers that lurked within what seemed like an innocent cup of coffee. Dr. Javier Sanchez, a well-respected geriatrician, has seen firsthand the harmful effects that coffee, specifically instant coffee, can have on older adults. He points out that something as seemingly innocent as a cup of coffee could be hiding health risks that many of us fail to recognize. It's not just the caffeine, it's the additives and preservatives that go unnoticed, lurking in the fine print of ingredient labels, waiting to take a toll on our health. Instant coffee is often seen as the go-to for busy mornings. We've all been there, too tired to grind beans, too rushed to brew a fresh pot, so we settle for a quick cup of instant coffee, trusting that it will provide the same jolt of energy we need to start the day. But here's the hard truth. Instant coffee comes with a dark side that we often overlook. Yes, it's quick and convenient, but it also comes with a hidden cost. Dr. Maria Rodriguez, a seasoned nutritionist who specializes in older adults, emphasizes the dangers of instant coffee, warning that many of the popular brands on the market are loaded with additives and preservatives. These chemicals aren't just insignificant. They can worsen pre-existing health conditions that are common in people over the age of 60. We're talking about heart conditions, diabetes, and digestive issues, all of which can be exacerbated by these unnecessary additives. Dr. Rodriguez's words are a powerful reminder that what we put into our bodies has a profound impact on how we feel and how our health fares over time. But the risks don't end there. Another danger lies in something as simple as sodium, a key component in many processed foods. And yes, instant coffee is no exception. Dr. Carlos Jimenez, a cardiologist who has dedicated his career to helping people manage hypertension, warns that instant coffee contains significantly more sodium than freshly ground coffee. Yes, you read that right, he stresses, his tone serious and concerned. For those of us who already struggle with hypertension, this can be a real problem. Sodium, as we all know, can cause blood pressure levels to spike, which can have dire consequences, especially for older adults. High blood pressure is often called the silent killer, because it can creep up without any noticeable symptoms, slowly damaging the heart and arteries. By consuming instant coffee regularly, many people unknowingly add to the strain on their cardiovascular system. The problem is that sodium is often hidden in foods we don't even think twice about. A seemingly harmless cup of coffee becomes an unexpected contributor to an already delicate health condition. This is a harsh reality to face, especially for those of us who have relied on that comforting cup of instant coffee for years. But as we age, we must stop and reconsider the choices we make, particularly when it comes to our health. We can no longer afford to ignore the subtle dangers that have become a part of our daily routines. The body we once took for granted now requires more care, more attention, and more consideration than ever before. If you've been reaching for that cup of instant coffee out of habit or convenience, it might be time to think again. Perhaps it's time to go back to the basics, just like our grandmothers did. There is wisdom in their routines, in the careful steps they took to protect their health, and it's something we can learn from. Taking the time to grind your coffee beans might seem like a small effort, but it's a step that could make all the difference. It's about being mindful of what we put into our bodies and acknowledging that our health deserves to be treated with respect. Freshly ground coffee, without the additives and preservatives, can be a far healthier alternative. Not only does it taste better, but it doesn't come with the hidden risks of instant coffee. When you take the extra time to grind your beans, you're also taking the time to care for yourself, to honor the body that has carried you through so many years. That simple act becomes a gesture of self-love and protection. In the end, it's not just about what you drink, but how you live. Our choices matter, especially as we grow older. It's easy to get stuck in the routine of convenience, but perhaps it's time to pause, reflect, and make a change. Maybe it's time to let go of what no longer serves us and embrace a healthier, more mindful approach to aging. After all, we deserve to savor every moment, every sip, without worrying about the hidden dangers in our daily habits. 5. Commercial juices. Let me take you on a little journey. Picture this. It's early morning, the sun's just starting to peek through the windows, and you're walking through the supermarket aisles with the intent to make a healthy choice for your day. As you pass the shelves, You spot the brightly colored bottles of fruit juice, their labels boasting phrases like 100% natural or no added sugar, and you think, this is the perfect addition to my breakfast. You pick up a liter of juice, imagining how refreshing and healthy it will be as you sip it, feeling good about your decision to swap your coffee for something lighter and fruitier. But what if I told you that this seemingly innocent choice could be cutting your life short? I know it may sound a bit alarming, even dramatic, but this is a topic that's worth your full attention. Dr. Kmen Vidal, a highly regarded longevity expert, has some shocking news about that very drink you think is good for you. He shares that many people over 60, believing they're making a better decision for their health, turn to fruit juice as a substitute for their morning coffee. They think they're doing something positive, something to protect their well-being in the long run. But Dr. Vidal explains that in reality, they might just be trading one problem for another, possibly one that's even worse. I can't help but feel a deep sense of frustration for those who fall into this trap, believing that they're making a health-conscious choice when in fact, they might be harming their bodies without even knowing it. How could something so natural, so familiar as fruit juice, have such a negative impact? But here's the catch. The issue lies in the sugar content of these commercial juices. Even those labeled as no added sugar can still be incredibly harmful, especially when consumed regularly. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Here's where it gets eye-opening. Commercial fruit juices, even the ones that promise no added sugars, concentrate the sugars of multiple fruits into one small serving. The result? A beverage that may seem refreshing and healthy but is packed with sugar and dangerously low in fiber. This combination is a serious problem, especially when we're talking about blood sugar levels and long-term health. And the worst part is, it's also misleading. The fruit juice industry has found a way to market these drinks as wholesome, almost guilt-free, even though they're anything but. Dr. Miguel Angel Martinez, a renowned nutritionist, explains the danger in even more detail, revealing just how problematic these juices can be. When you drink a glass of juice, you're not just sipping a small portion of one fruit, he says. You're consuming the sugar of several fruits, but without the fiber that would normally help slow down the absorption of that sugar. It's like giving your body a direct hit of sugar, all at once. And that direct hit is precisely what your body doesn't need, especially as you get older and your metabolism and insulin sensitivity change. Now, I want you to take a moment and think about it. How many people do you know who drink juice every day, thinking they're making a healthier choice? The truth is, while juice can provide vitamins, it also delivers a dangerously high sugar load, which over time can contribute to a myriad of health issues, spiking your blood sugar levels, increasing your risk of insulin resistance, and even leading to type 2 diabetes. But it doesn't stop there. This surge of sugar can also have a profound impact on your cardiovascular health, contributing to inflammation and plaque buildup in your arteries. I'll be honest, there's something about the whole idea that feels like a betrayal. Something as simple and familiar as fruit juice, which is marketed as being natural and pure, can be one of the most harmful choices you make in your diet. And I understand the desire to make healthier decisions. I do. But we have to be vigilant, we have to see through the marketing, and we have to truly understand what we're putting into our bodies. As we age, we are constantly reminded of the importance of taking care of ourselves, of living intentionally and making choices that support our health and well-being. We take supplements, we pay attention to our sleep, and we exercise when we can. But even with all these positive efforts, it's easy to overlook the impact of something as seemingly benign as fruit juice. And in that, there lies the danger. The harsh truth is that most of us don't even realize what's happening when we drink a glass of juice. We feel like we're making a health-conscious decision, but in reality, we're giving our bodies a rush of sugar that they simply cannot handle in such concentrated amounts. As we grow older, these sugar spikes and crashes take a greater toll, gradually affecting our organs, our energy levels, and our overall quality of life. So, next time you're standing in front of that juice section in the supermarket, I urge you to stop and think about what's really inside that bottle. Is it as healthy as it seems? Or is it a sugar-laden trap in disguise? For those of us who want to live longer, healthier lives, we need to become more aware of the foods and drinks that we are consuming, even if they are marketed as being natural or healthy. As a society, we deserve to know the truth, especially when it comes to our health. We deserve to understand how the choices we make today can affect our tomorrow. In my opinion, it's better to take a step back, look at the bigger picture, and realize that sometimes what seems like the healthier option may not be the best for us after all. Let's educate ourselves, make informed choices, and prioritize our long-term health. Because in the end, we owe it to ourselves to live the healthiest, most vibrant life we can. As we come to the end of today's video, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned together. We've uncovered the hidden dangers of commercial juices, something that many of us have likely considered a healthy option, only to realize that it's actually packed with sugar and can be more harmful than we might have imagined. It's not always easy to make these discoveries, but knowing the truth empowers us to make better choices for our health, especially as we age. So, what's one thing you've learned today that you're going to take with you and put into practice in your life? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please share one takeaway in the comments below. Whether it's about your juice habits, your approach to food choices, or just how you're going to be more mindful of what you drink and eat. Let's start a conversation and learn from each other. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more valuable content on living a healthier, happier life. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.